Virtual Racing School was developed to provide support to the next generation of sim racers. No matter if you're a rookie or veteran or what car or track you'll be racing, our goal is to provide training every step of the way. We found that iRacing can be quite difficult without proper training. There needed to be a way to prepare for on-track racing. With VRS, you can literally learn from the best sim racers in the world, including 4-time NASCAR iRacing World Champion Ray Alfala.
And Ray Alfala is a 4-time champion of the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze iRacing Series.
3-time iRacing Grand Prix World Champion Martin Kroenke.
Martin Kroenke becomes a 3-time world champion.
Rallycross World Champion Mitchell de Jong.
Mitchell de Jong is now champion for the iRacing Rallycross World Championship Series.
And many other top sim racers. Data packs include everything you need to start learning. Our World Championship coaches create the data packs by setting a hot lap or a series of fast laps for you to compare, analyze, and replicate. Data packs also include a tutorial where the coach points out techniques they use to hit the fast lap. This gives you access to the latest driving techniques and setups before you even hit the track. Sign up for a free account and download the VRS telemetry logger. With this application running seamlessly in the background, your laps automatically start syncing to the VRS website. From there, you can analyze and compare 2 laps of your choice, whether it's your data, the coaches, or your teammates. VRS will automatically target improvement opportunities so you can get up to speed even faster. VRS also makes it easy for you to request and schedule one-on-one or group coaching sessions. These sessions can range from 30 to 90 minutes, and you can select the car, track, and setup combination of your choice. Visit virtualracingschool.com today to sign up and get started.
Howdy, 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 everybody, and welcome to the ARL MX-5 Mazda Cup here at Oran Park for another great round of this beautiful championship. I'm Austin Knight. I'm joined by Andy Thompson with Samuli Kumo in the production booth, and you're here live watching Apex Racing TV. Andy, what a fantastic championship we have going on currently, because you know we were at Spa last time. It got a little bit crazy here, but we're back to you know, some of the smaller tracks and one of the original well, one of the base content for rookies. So it's a track that most of these drivers I don't think are going to be that familiar with, because it was put into the rookie rotation about 2 seasons ago. But I know a few of these drivers have raced the track a little bit more recently, so they're getting a pretty good hold of this place.
Yeah, definitely. It's a great track to run, certainly for the MX-5, you know, small, nimble car around this tight circuit. You know, the undulated ground is, we can sort of see on screen there, you know, the track falls away, goes up, very bumpy, and when we're going around the track, we'll certainly see the suspension working. But obviously, welcome to the commentary box, Austin, aka Push to Private, aka any other pseudonym you want to use at the moment. Obviously, was an ex-driver in this championship, but decided that his call-in was to the commentary box. So welcome over to the dark side, Austin.
Welcome over to the dark side, or y'all just needed somebody else and y'all got desperate.
Wouldn't say that, mate. I know you were asking me and saying, can I come in, Andy? I really want to do this. I can't handle it in the car, so I said okay.
That is not a DM or a conversation that I even said about what?
No, it's
I'm scared to look back at the broadcast, to listen to what other lies you've been telling people.
Oh, it's all truth. 100% truth, that's what I can say. But yeah, the MX5 round 6, we can have a look at the championships at the moment. So in the overall standings, we've got Ferrari just romping away at the moment at the front of the grid, 100 points ahead of his teammate there, Musumeci, in second place on 748 points. Aris Germantas sat there in third, with a little bit of gap over Paolo Simonek, the Season 2 champion, sitting down there in fourth, not had the best of rounds. And as we can see there at the bottom of the overall standings, two amateur drivers in 9th and 10th of Victor Lewandowski and Russ Fowler hitting into the top 10 overall in the championships. Over into the AM championships now, we can see Victor Lewandowski.
Can I cover these?
At the top. Yes, go on then. You can do this one as this was yours. Oh, who's in 6th place?
Yeah, Victor Lewandowski sitting up there in the lead with Russ Fowler right behind him. These two are really close in the championship right now. Jens Goossens in third and Simone Serrano. Their top 4 are really tight and really fast on pace. And then there's Damian McMullen, who's been he took a little bit of a break. He came back, and now he's back on pace right now. Pushastaya Pravda, well, that's me, so we're going to be seeing that name drop to the very bottom. We got Nathan Healy in 7th, Jay Walsh, Ronald Vanucek, and then Andrew Brahma is our top 10 in the AMPS championship points. And let me tell you, racing with all these guys around them, they're really fun to race with. They get a little bit argy-bargy at times, but it's always fun when you get a good AMP-pack race going on. I remember at Alton Park, it was really fun to race with them. Our team championship standings, Pro Drive Esport, the top 2 in the championship, of course, are going to be at the very top. Team OTR in 2nd, and Furious Race Team, which is just, I think, 2 drivers. And then there's Lead Paul Racing in 4th place, Xeno Motorsport, Carbon Sim Sport, Resolve Racing, Green Future Racing, SCCR Sim Sport, and, well, Andrew Brahma Racing in 10th place. And I want to mention something. 6, I believe it's 7th and down, or 6th down, is just all single driver teams.
Yeah, it's quite amazing. It shows the paces these guys are a great series to be in. I mean, it's been really good for our viewers as well. These cars, some of the tracks we visit, people may not have thought it'd be a good combination, certainly with Spa, but because Spa is so big and these cars are so close together, we saw some really good action-packed racing on that track. Cars couldn't get away from each other, so it was in the end, it was a really good 3 rounds that we have here. But for the newcomers to this championship, if you don't know the format, we have 3 rounds of 15 minutes. First round is decided by the qualifying that we're currently watching on screen. The second round is the results of the first with an inverted grid, and tonight the inverted grids for race 2 and 3 are 10 positions. So the top 10 will get inverted after the second race, and obviously for the third race will be the results from the second. So that's the night's entertainment we got ahead of us, and it's great to have you, Austin, because obviously you can give us the inside scoop on the drivers, being that you were on the other side of the fence the last round.
Yeah, other side of the fence, and putting in some work, talking with the drivers throughout the series, running with them, and just knowing how they drive. Pinocchio, Buscemi, and Ferrari, these top 3 are some of the best MX5 drivers out there right now. Pinocchio currently sitting at provisional pole, followed by Semenek and Yamantis. Top 5 is all pro drivers, and then it's all the AMs currently led by Steve Cox. This is a wonderful place that he is in right now. Steve and I, we've had a few bouts on track, and we talk to each other. We both compliment each other on races, pointing fingers at each other during incidents. But it's always nice when you can race with somebody and then you get a little friendship out of that, even if it started with both your cars mounting each other in Okayama. But he's currently got the amateur provisional pole with Lewandowski right behind him by about, I would say, a 10th. I believe Lewandowski's behind him. Everyone's actually heading into the pit lane right now, I think, to get a new set of tires, or just to call it a night. The car behind him, the 287, is got some damage on his mirror. He's actually gone out wider. You're going to be seeing that a lot. They get all out to the wall, and we're going to be seeing a lot of mirror damage here. So hopefully all the pit crews have duct tape ready.
Yeah, the bit of the track that interests me on here is the back end after coming over the bridge, coming past turn 6 all the way till you get the Oran aluminium dogleg at turns 10 and 11. That side of the track is really bumpy in the undulation of the ground, so it'd be interesting to see how the drivers tackle that part of the track. I'd expect to see some passes trying to go on there, but with the undulation of the track, it may cause a lot of issues. We'll have to see. Yeah, definitely.
This track is really tight. I wouldn't expect to see any passing opportunities. If you're right on board with Damian McMullen right here, I can tell you why. Because this first turn right here, it's really fast right-hander. Then you get all the way out, and this is an opportunity for a look down the inside, but it's a S turn right here. One apex to the other, and then it's just so flowing right here. This is where you're going to be seeing a lot of incidents of drivers going out wide, get caught into the grass, and we might see a incident right here. Then it's a little S bend, and now this is another opportunity for an overtake, but it won't be the best opportunity, because the best opportunity you want is to get a better run out right here through this slow uphill left-hander, and then try to get the better exit down this front straight. When it's not into turn 1, it's into turn 2 where you want your break point, but you want to be at least side by side heading into turn 1 because it's a fast left-hand king. This is not the right course, Damien. This is the old course.
He's going old school there, aren't you? But
he's using the other preferred rookie layout.
Yeah, that first corner, although it's a corner, it's actually a flat-out corner, left-hander there, and then you got a break for a really tight second-hander. But like you said, Austin, I think that's where we're going to see a lot of late lunges, and it'll probably catch quite a few of the drivers out, certainly on that first lap.
Especially with cold tires. Yeah, cold tires are going to be a factor here, especially if you look at the temperature. We might see that, but it's Ivan Pinocchio taking pole position, followed by Roberto Ferrari, Enrico Musmeci and Pavel Semnek and RS Humantis. Steve Cox takes amateur pole position, followed by Jans Gudssons, Victor Lewandowski, Nathan Healy, Damian McMullen, Simon Serrano, and Jay Walsh in 12th place. They're followed by Hex Valentine, Ronald Vanierchek, Yves Frederick, and Panicode Hyrade in 16th. And now we get to the drivers who are going to be starting for the pit lane: Paul Hayden, Dan Skinner, Rafael Draskis, Ronald Moons, Russ Fowler, and Tony Pierman at the end of our 22-car grid here at Oran Park. I keep wanting to say Olton, by the way.
other side of the world, mate. You know.
Yeah, other side of the world, and one track actually still exists. This track is currently home to a few people's back gardens.
I'm sure it is. As we get ready for race number 1. So we got the 3 Italians at the front, with Pinocchio on pole, Ferrari in second, and Musumeci. So it'll be interesting to see this first lap between them. Obviously, we know Pinocchio's quite an aggressive driver and will take any opportunity he can to either pass or defend hard. So I'd expect to see him defending quite hard in this first race, that's for sure.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing some aggression from all these drivers up out front. You know, if you get out front, get a good lead through that technical section, you know, you can break that draft and get a good run right here. But it's going to be about consistency, keeping the car clean, and not making mistakes in car contact with everybody else. So that's going to be the key to making this race count, because this is going to be a fantastic race here at Oran Park. It's a great club circuit for these cars, and well, we're lined up on the grid. We're ready to go. It's time to go MX5 racing here in Aussieland.
As we get ready to go, and they're off. Pinocchio gets a pretty decent start there, but Ferrari is quite hot on his tail. So the top 3 pretty much staying in the same positions, but it looks like Simonek has got a good run.
Yeah, Simonek
getting the beds, yeah.
Simonek down the inside right here. He's already cleared the 117 of Musumeci as we see the cars coming out of the pit lane, merging onto track, but at first time heading into turn 1. We see a few drivers looking out the inside, a few car contact right there, and oh, that's Walsh onto the inside, making contact with McMullen. McMullen got into the back of Healy, so McMullen's got some damage at the front, some damage at the back. Around the outside, well, down to the inside, that's Serrano getting up ahead of him right there. as Hex Valentine had an amazing start, up 3 spots.
Biggest mover on the grid at the moment. And,
what a start.
Biggest loser, Ronald Valtrek. Obviously, we saw him there going into turn number 2, getting it on the inside, getting off track, so losing 4 positions. So not many gained at the moment. Obviously, Power Siminek has managed to overtake Enrico Musumeci for that 3rd position at the moment. James Goosen's managed to overtake Steve Cox at the start, getting into 6th place. Steve Cox.
You want to know how Hex did that? He went around the outside. Everybody went down to the inside heading into turn 1. Hex went around the outside. That's our first wall contact right there by the 237. Making a hit with the wall. That's Steve Cox. And already we got a car around coming out of the final corner. He's off the track. That's Ronald Moons.
Oh, always an easy one to do on that last corner if you try and take it too much and get too much out of spend out of
well, too much mustard.
Bit of donuts going on there as well.
And you haven't won the race just yet right there. It's a late dive right there by Skinner, who was coming up a lot of speed on the inside of Jay Walsh, and gets up there into 14th. The fight ahead with Mullen and Hayden going side by side right there. The 299 having a lot of front nose damage. Going to be down on power right here. Down the inside is down the inside is Paul Hayden, and I gotta say, when you see one of these pros behind you, you know that they're going to try to pass you, because the separation between the skill, the pace of the pros and the AMs is very noticeable out there on track. Well, if you're me, but I suck, so. But with the top AM drivers up here, like, you're going to be seeing they're similar on pace, but the pros just have that secret sauce that everybody else doesn't have, and they somehow just make it work right there.
Paul Hayden, Dan Skinner started from the pit lanes, currently up to
look at this look.
Zach coming around the inside of Walsh at the moment, so it's going to be a drag race down the start-finish straight to the turn number 1, but
Walsh had that outside line.
Yeah,
Walsh had that outside line, and now we're going to be seeing a 3 wide heading into turn 1. Hold on to your butts. Almost making contact right there as Jay Walsh cuts across the nose of Raphael, who got across the speed as we got a car off in the background. That is Panicode, and while Pan is off there into the grass, but they keep the car running right there, and Pan's been very happy to join this league, because when I was telling about this league, they were very happy to get into it, and I've been trying to help them get a little bit faster on the tracks, but it's always nice to see them still racing here and having fun out there on track.
Definitely. I mean, it's a newcomer series, this one, but we have the difference of the two. So we've got the top drivers, or as we see, Raphael Jazizak going a bit of off-road racing. It's these cars are quite forgiving, the MX-5. So as you saw there, Jazizak not really spinning. If you were in a GT3 car or a GTE car, I think you would have been seeing the wall certainly on that. These cars are quite
definitely
when you come off the grass. But you can sort of see in the background there, Damien McMullen with his front and rear, hence why he's jumping in the pits, just losing a truck ton of time on that start-finish straight with the downforce being lost, so he was losing position. So deciding to take the trip into the pit lane to get his repair, but he's only got 11 minutes left of this first race, and obviously the current reverse grid pole position is currently held by Valentine.
Hex Valentine.
10 points, yeah. So,
yeah.
That's your teammate.
Yeah, my teammate, good friend. Hex is always good, and he's been having a rough season, but hey, hopefully today is a great day for him. Currently sitting, I believe, in 5th place in the Amsterdam Championship, and Lead Paul Racing. Every top 5 that they get, they'll be donating $10 to the Team C's charity going on right now, and that's throughout the entire season, including mine. But oh my gosh, everybody over here jumping over the inside line and going off-road racing right here. I love this action. This ain't Forza 5, but it's kind of racing that we're seeing over there right now. But everybody having a little fun and kicking it a bit tight over the line, as we got a good drag race in the background right now. 2 pros and 2 AMs. They're going to go side by side. Jay Walsh on the outside. The 273 is pretty clear right there, but the 179 to Raphael down to the inside. Watch out for Frederick. Frederick could get a good lunge right here, but Jay Walsh's right side of the car is really beaten up.
Yeah, Jay Walsh is having a really good battle at the moment with Zach in 15 just in front of him, so he seems to be putting on. But it's like you were saying at the start there, Austin, it's very hard to pass. If you look at the movement in the track, you know, it's sort of up to 9th place. There's not a lot of movement from where they started off on the grid. Further back from that 10th downwards, that's where we see all the big movements with Paul Hayden and Dan Skinner, both up 7 positions from where they started from in the pit lane. So a great race, and Paul Hayden at the moment in that reverse.
Well, they're so quick. They are so quick, and they're just on a different level. They're even on a track that it's really hard to pass. They can find a way, as Raphael's gone a bit off track right there. I think trying to make a move on other drivers, got a little bit off track, and I think he's just stuck behind Russ Fowler. And Fowler at Spa had a very he's going to be starting for the pit lane each race. Has had a very rough race as oh no, Musamimi's in the wall.
Yeah, Musumeci coming off there down into turn number 2, so getting a complete wrong, and looks like he's got a puncture in his front right there. So
it probably is not going to be a puncture. It's more suspension damage right there. The entire the front right of that car though is well off its rails. As oh man, he was going into that turn 1 with well.
He was going in hot, but fair play to him. He could have gone into the car behind him quite bad and caused an accident.
Yeah, it's not a flat. It's just the damage.
But deciding to make the evasive course of action.
Russ Fowler. Don't you reach the track right in front of Pan right there. Oh, that is not the use of F3. Pan extremely aware right there and avoided that very well. And also, I want to say something cool about Pan. In the middle of the season, Pan went out and bought a new MX-5.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
He loves the season that much, he bought a car.
Well, he's already had an MX-5. They took it around a local track in Alabama. He bought another MX-5, and this is a direct quote. It drives just like it does in iRacing.
shows how realistic this simulator is, as we see Russ Fowler getting right on the back of the
Oh, that's
wide. That's gonna be a wall. That's gonna be a wall.
Oh, he did clip the wall right there, and Pan defending hard. And there's the 169 of McMullen, and McMullen and Fowler, 2 pros, are currently stuck. Well, actually, no, that is Fowler and Moons. Not McMullen. I'm going crazy over here. McMoons, very late dive. That's Fowler off of the grass trying to go around the outside, pull a Ferrari. He's not going to be able to do that in the braking zone, but that was a very ambitious look by Fowler, as both these drivers are still stuck behind Pan.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Russ Fowler's all over the track at the moment. Pan's feeling a bit of pressure from behind him.
Moon's got a good look right here. Pan's going out wide.
Obviously, we saw Moons make that mistake there on the last corner coming up to the start-finish, which then decided to do some donuts just for good measure. So now currently
superior tire warming strategy is what. That's the excuse that I use in qualifying.
It certainly is. When we look at the front of the race again, Ivan Pinocchio still managing to stay out front, but he's lurking in his mirrors.
Yeah, Ferrari's right there.
So these two getting away from Germantis at the moment. So who did we have there? We had.
It was Germantis. Germantis and then Musumeci. No, wait, Siminek.
Simonek's actually down in 21st position. So
I think Simonek's had an issue. We saw what happened to Musumeci. I am not sure what's happened to Simonek, though. It might have been if we don't see it on the, I think he might have had a internet connection issue.
Sure, but he's out of this race, so currently sat down in 22nd position and out from third position.
That's what it was. It was the loss of packet loss.
Oh god, you gotta hate that. Obviously, in real life racing, you do have mechanical failures. Here in iRacing, we have
computer failures.
Hardware. We have hardware failures.
It's the
so
engine
realism
blow
goes
up
to the
of it's the engine blow up of iRacing. Cheers.
Yeah, it is. Oh, we saw one of them in Spa last week. So, first one
unfortunately, it's my teammate.
Yeah, but these two. So Ferrari's just trying to find his space where he can actually try and take Pinocchio. But Pinocchio
he's just following him. He's waiting for that moment.
Yeah, it was top of the practice was Pinocchio, so he's no slouch on this track for sure. As we watch this battle here for 10th place. With, Valentine. Serrano and Drazak getting up on the inside there as Serrano, and then just getting into the back of Valentine. Forget that reverse grid pole for 10th place. So Valentine's on that edge. But I don't think it's going to be long. There we go.
He's letting Rafael by, but he set himself up on the inside line to defend from Serrano. And, oh, man, he got very tight off the exit. He was expecting Rafael to get past him, but it's now the fight for 5th overall. Well, 5th for the AMs. I keep saying overall, but it's 5th for the fight for 5th place in the AMs Championship. Serrano and Valentine. Nose tail right here, heading through the S section. And that's a little off track right there. I don't believe any of them are getting their bonus point from that. But, you know, Hexy did visit the wall. You can see the damage on the right side is just a mirror clip, though, so I don't believe it's affecting his performance at all. I never done some tests. I need to do some testing to see if you lose a mirror, does it really affect your straight line speed? Because it's such a minimum damage that you don't really realize it. And it actually may make you a little bit more... better in the draft. And Nathan Healy's had an incident. He's off in the wall, and oh yeah, he's off of a lot of damage. He's right in front of this fight that we were just watching.
Yeah, down into turn number 2 that he came off there. So Healy losing a few positions there. Still 4th in the amateur championship, but lost a lot of ground now over Goosens, Cox, and Lewandowski, who are your top 3 of your AMs. But they're having a good race, profiting from a few issues from the pro drivers in front of them, Goosens and Cox, with Lewandowski currently in at 4th, 5th and 6th. So it was good to see the AMs up there mixing it with the pros as we join Drazak literally all over the back of Healy at the moment. So still
Healy
in that reverse grid pole at the moment. So yeah. He's going to get lost down here, mate. He's all over the place at the moment, as Healy, with that damage he's got in the car.
Yeah, that damage is really not helping Healy, but I know Healy... Oh, a little bit of netcode contact right there. Healy diving deep, not happy about that. Going to cut across the nose, but here comes the switchback from Rafael, and I think Healy is going to be heading into the pit lane with that damage. He is really slow down the front straight, getting back into the draft, and here is Hex Valentine on the tail end of Nathan Healy. These two have had a bit of contact with each other throughout the season. I remember in Imola, Healy made contact with Hex, and that got him out of the race, but there goes Hex up into 10th place, back into the reverse grid pole with 1 minute and 40 seconds left here at Oran Park, and we got 2 laps to go for all these drivers, and will they pass Healy up? That damage not really keeping him in the fight right there, but Healy's going to be staying in the race. And there is Tony Pierman, who is slowly making his way up the grid.
Yeah, how's obviously knowing Hex personally, how's he going to be feeling in that, knowing he's in that bubble spot for the reverse?
He's having fun. He's having fun. I don't think he realizes that he is currently online for reverse grid pole, unless I hop into his Twitch chat and let him know right there. But currently he's having a great time, and speaking of these great times right now, here's Ferrari and Pinocchio. Ferrari knows it's a white flag time, and now it's Ferrari time. Looking down the inside, looking around the outside. Here we go. You see Pinocchio defending onto the inside. Here comes Ferrari. This is a good opportunity for Ferrari if he could get the better exit right here. Gets a good lunge onto the throttle. Almost gets to the back of him. This is a fantastic fight for the lead right here. This is what Ferrari loves to do. Wait to the end of the race. No, he knows that he's faster than Pinocchio right now, and he's just waiting to the last moment to really show it to him. But, you know, here it's really going to be a hard place to pass right now. And he's now just waiting for that perfect opportunity, and I can tell you where that perfect opportunity is going to be the last corner right now. But as they head to this final sector, Ferrari needs to get a good run up on here. They're bouncing all over the bumps, and he's got a good run right now coming out of this corner, heading into the final corner right now of the first race. It's a much tighter line that Ferrari takes Pinocchio just millimeters wider, and it's a drag race here. Ferrari dives all the way to the inside, is not going to be there. Pinocchio takes heat number 1, followed by Ferrari in second place. Fantastic fight between these two, and it's Yamantis in third. Jens Goosens takes the amateur victory, and a last lap pass by Dan Skinner on the outside of Hayden, taking 7th place overall. And who's going to take a 10th place in a reverse grid pole? It's going to be Hex Valentine with a 4th place amateur finish ahead of Serrano, and I think that's the highest finish that Hex has had so far this season. And I can tell you he's going to be very happy about that.
Yeah, definitely. I think it is you're very right there. I think that is the highest out, and the added bonus of that reverse grid pole. But as you've been on that reverse grid pole on these sort of races, it's probably a nerve-wracking time, isn't it? Yeah, it's a nerve-wracking time. You know, being the AM and knowing that all them fast pros are just behind you. It's do I get out of the way or do I try to take the racing line and stay in the fight? But be interesting to see how Hex Valentine there does in the race number 2, where he will be on pole position.
Yeah, Hex started up on pole. I don't know how Hex is going to drive in this. I've said I've always hated it, but here's our race 1 results. Pinocchio takes the win. Ferrari, Juventus our top 3. In our top 3, the Amps, Goosens, Cox, and Lewandowski. Every one of those drivers in that top 6 is very nice. Skinner, Hayden, Draskis, and then Valentine the top 10. That is our top 10 reverse, and then the starting grid, 11th down is our finishing position. Serrano, Pierman, Healy, Check, Frederick, Fowler, Moons, High-Raid, McMullen, Walsh, Musamechi, and Pavel Simnek. 2 shocking end results, but now it's an AM on pole with 3 pros behind him. It's time for 5 red lights. Heat 2 is underway for the Apex Racing League Mazda Cup.
So as we see Hex Valentine getting a decent start off the lead.
Fantastic start.
Trasazak had a pretty poor start there, got taken by Hayden coming down into this first inning, getting under a lot of pressure there from Skinner, who managed to get names. So
this is going to get very nasty.
Hex Valentine's doing really good.
We got a car around in the grass. That's Cox. He got turned around in the braking zone right there, and he drops all the way down to last place. But Valentine leading out through turns 1 and 2, heading into turn 3, ahead of Hayden, Skinner, Draskis, and Lewandowski. Victor Lewandowski had a good start as well. Roberto Ferrari.
Curse of the commentator.
Curse of the commentator. I was just about to say, Roberto Ferrari had an amazing start right there, up 4 spots, but there just threw him down to 12th place right there as the pros get past Valentine, and they're actually pushing him off the track right there. They're not giving Valentine any bit of room. I can tell you he's giving them a piece of his mind right now, but Valentine goes up onto the inside fighting Rafael right there. He doesn't care if you're a pro or man. He's going after you.
Definitely did a great
start. We got the car on the wall. That's
Juventus. Manchester getting into the wall there, and I'm not sure what happened there, whether he got pushed out or it is, but we see here Hex Valentine still managing to keep that third place. We've got the 2 Team OTR guys in who are both up 2 places.
Oh, Valentine needs to give him room. Valentine needs to give him room. Valentine, oh, that almost got nasty, and there goes Panicode in the background, spinning off and down the hill, getting off into that, well, I think just getting off to that wall, then too much mustard off the exit and spin up the rear tires. Very unfortunate right there, but Hex Valentine, I'm so happy for him. I know if I'm being biased.
I think you are. As we see here.
Oh, this is what happened to Pan. Yeah, Ivan Pinocchio had a good shot at that, of what happened with Hex and Rafael right there coming into, coming out of the final corner. He had to give some room, and yeah, watch this from Ivan Pinocchio's view. Look at Rafael going into the pit entry, and Hex not giving him room, but he realizes that if he makes contact right there, he's going to take him out, and there is no room right there, but Hex really showing him the elbows.
That was fair racing. Your Hex was on that line, and Justin was trying an inside move there going down the pit lane. So Hex moving over, being very kindly and gentlemanlike, giving Justice that, but still managing to be top of the amps at the moment in 5th. But he's got Serrano right behind him now for that position.
He's still side by side with Pinocchio, and Pinocchio's down on the inside. Hex going to take a relaxed line heading in there, and that's going to set him up pretty nicely, and for a good race. And Pinocchio's up 6 spots where he started. Musamechi starting from the back of the grid is up in 10th place right there, and we got a car around. That's Russ Fowler turned around at turn 2.
And a great move from Ferrari. I'm a bit interested to see his car, see if he's actually got any damage coming in. So looks like it's okay. You see a bit of damage here on the front left. but still managing to keep up. So obviously just going to be fighting back into that top 10 position, which is the reverse grid pole for race number 3. So Ferrari getting taken out there through commentator curse. I think I'm going to blame you all still on that. Lewandowski saying really good, and then involved in an incident with Ferrari, putting paid to both their races at the moment. But Lewandowski.
Oh, we got to come around. I think that's Goosens, who's 2 lap. Yeah, that was Goosens, 2 laps down. And, you know, he just hugged the outside curb, dipped the wheel onto the gravel. And, well, you know, there's no grip out there. And, you know, once you rev up the engine, you could just get kicked out and swung around right there. New fastest lap, Pinocchio, P4. And, you know, he's got a great run, but look what's happening ahead of him. Raphael looking down the inside of Skinner right here. Skinner just holding that little door off the inside, just like a teasing bait right there. And Raphael, once again, trying to look down the inside, but well defended by Skinner right there. And look at that, Pinocchio is right on this fight. 3-way fight for second place, as Paul Hayden, our leader, is currently pulling away from all of them.
Yeah, this is a position I like to watch Ivan Pinocchio in, just behind cars in front of him. You know, if he gets a sniff of an opportunity to take it, he will take it, even in places you think, nah, you can't possibly do it there, and he manages to get it done.
Oh, that's
on the outside. Oh, there he goes, right around the outside.
Yeah, Raphael had a very big mistake right there, went a little bit wide into the first S-curve, and there's Pinocchio using all the track and then some to get up there into third place now. And now his next target is Skinner, who did get a little bit away, as there is a little bit happening. Pierman is off the track, and he's battling. So, oh my gosh, this is a massive amount of cars. Big contact right there into the final mile corner. We got still more contact. Moons and Semenek are banging wheels right there. There's Victor Lewandowski and Tony Pierman having a little bit of contact. Oh my gosh, this is a barroom fight right now. There is one messed up car. Ronald Moons drags that car into the pit lane again. Not a happy camper here today, as Lewandowski going side by side in there with Damian McMullen. McMullen on the outside and Lewandowski on the inside, but Lewandowski overcooks the brakes. Here comes McMullen on the switchback. McMullen and Lewandowski. McMullen up into 11th place. Beautiful fight between these two.
Yeah, classic overtake move there. Car going in really hot to going out wide, and the car behind.
And look at this fight for. Also, we got a fight for 5th place up here. Big Train Serrano's at the front of it with Valentine. Then we got the 3 pros right behind him trying to pass Hex, and Hex is not giving them any little bit of room. And well, they are going to be they are faster than Hex right now, but you know they got to really work together to make it count around here, because it's so hard to overtake. And Hex is on the attack right now, is getting a good line out here, but he's got to watch his inside. And Hex he was watching his inside so much, and we're going to go 3 wide heading to the final corner. Hex beats him on the brakes though, and it says 3 wide still coming out of the exit. Hex has no room to go. That was a very risky move by Musumeci, but this is a race 2 for Musumeci to really fight for. He's got some Semenek down the inside, a good run, and Hex is in a massive train right there. He's got Roberto Ferrari in there as well. They're nose to tail, nose to tail, nose to tail. 5 cars deep. Hex is in the grass. Oh no. Hex had nowhere to go. As a pro driver, I'm gonna stop and not be biased.
He did well there. He could have kept that, and basically he pulled out of it because he would have hit a car coming back onto track. So, you know, fair play to him for there going off and staying out wide.
Yeah, it was unfortunate for Valentine. That it was such a good place for him, but unfortunately the pro drivers were just swarming him and just not giving an opportunity to really get onto the brakes. They brake much later than he's used to, or than he was doing, and so he might have been caught out by that. And you know, he felt the brakes go, and instead of keeping it in and causing a massive crash, he decided to get off the track. He tried to save it. All fair play to X. He was doing an amazing race. But, you know, Ferrari, Mazda, and Musumeci were being extremely aggressive, especially Musumeci, I must say, really sending into a spot that you weren't expecting to see somebody thrown up in there and actually making contact with Hex and pushing him out a little bit wide in that final corner. As here's Musumeci and Semenek going side by side heading into turn 1. And early break by Musumeci, going for that switchback move. More control right there, but he can't get that switchback move now. Here comes Roberto Ferrari on the charge.
Yeah, we say Ferrari's pushing it really hard in these races. We saw that incident between Ronald Moons a couple of laps before, where Ronald Moon went into the wall, you know, trying to dive at the inside, which is very Ferrari like in the races. He's normally out front controlling the race, and is not having his all way here at Oran Park tonight. So really having to fight for every single position. He's obviously got a bit of a spin on the first lap, which put him down, and he's on his fight back now, but currently sat in that P7 position. Not that far off his teammates, Musumeci in front of him, and Paolo Simonek heading this group in P5.
Yeah, it's a good train right here, but I want to point out that that's the scary part when you're leading a group and you have a bunch of pros behind you. They're sometimes locked up in massive trains. They will not wait for anything. You know, you don't get blue flags in these cars, but they know that, you know, it's a slower class. There's a 2 in front of the name, and they're going to send it in there anyway. And, you know, they kind of feel like there's a hierarchy when they're driving, and they get a little bit too aggressive. That's why most of the pros this race were actually penalized and have pit lane starts. Yeah, and I feel like there might be a few more pros getting a few penalties this race as well. Sorry, Sam. And, oh, Jay Walsh is at instant. He's in the wall. That's a big hit. Nose first into wall. That's a lot of damage from Walsh, and he's going to, don't reverse onto the track. He's going to pull the old J turn and get back out there onto the track right there. But that Mazda, that nose is really messed up right there.
Yeah, a bit of a change of fortune for some drivers in this second race, as we see Jones Goosens there still in the pits in last place. Obviously, his race is done, being the top of the AMs for the first race. So how quickly your fortunes can change in this very hectic season, as we watch Dan Skinner with Ivan Pinocchio right on his tail at the moment, the 173 car. So not a lot of space between them two, as I expect. I'll call it now. I think Pinocchio will try to that dive down the inside and try and take that corner on turn number 2 with this car, but we've got Drazic just behind Pinocchio, who's caught quite well with these front runners. We've got a real big battle here, and we've got the 3 OTRs on screen there. Obviously only 2 of them at the front. We've got
that's Tony Pierman ahead of him. That's a lapped car of Tony Pierman, pro, and he's driving right behind a Paul Hayden. So Pierman, you know, it looks like it's an OTR 123, but it's actually an OTR 1220. Pierman is, you know, he could be the Miracle Leaf right here, but oh man. And you know, a issue on Goosens. You know, it was another hardware failure. The second engine blown the nay. Unfortunately.
Probably quite easy to do on this. Certainly coming down into that turn number 2, I'd imagine that's where they've all happened, because it's coming down from a very fast left-hander from turn 1 and coming down them gears to try and make that.
iRacing engine failure, not our version of a engine failure, not the actual engine failure.
Oh,
he had a hardware failure.
We saw one of them in Spa though, coming down.
Yeah.
That's right. So,
I'm not sure what happened right there, but we see the 175 looking down the end zone. Almost contact right there. Pinocchio's off the track. Pinocchio is storming off the track and heading into the wall, trying to go around the outside of the kink, and that is massive damage for Ivan Pinocchio.
He just took out his front right-hand wheel, so his wheel.
We need a replay of that. We need a replay of that. That is a disastrous thing. He's also got suspension damage as well. He's turning that thing at least, that wheel's at least 90 degrees out. He's hit the wall again. He's got so much suspension damage that I think Pinocchio, yeah, he's going to have to tow it. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that is disastrous for Ivan Pinocchio. Try to hold it around the outside. We had 2 OTR guys going side by side. The 175 went down onto the inside, letting Dan Skinner on the outside by. That was Tony Pierman, and then Pinocchio had no spots to go, and you know, he just kept it in there, and unfortunately massive damage right there for Ivan Pinocchio. You know, he doesn't give up at all, and that is so unfortunate. That was placement by OTR. They really said, hey, I'm going to give you the inside line, and then Pinocchio was unfortunately right there on the outside line, and you know, he might say he plays his car there on purpose, but you know, when there's a car on the inside and a car on the outside heading into such a fast corner, it's all going to be up to driver situation on where you brake, because it's a wide corner, but you know, to get that fast line is in the racing terms is extremely narrow.
Yeah, very optimistic speed coming in there. You saw the speed that he was coming in.
Oh, yeah, he was flying like a rocket.
Yeah, there was just no way he was going to make that corner, and unfortunately put pay to his race now, and another top 3 position goes begging for Pinocchio there, who will be back into the lower half of this grid. So at the moment we got the 2 OTR guys starting where they started at the beginning of the race. Obviously started 2 positions behind each one they are now. So Hayden was in 3rd, Skinner was in 4th, managing to get that position done by the 2nd corner, and pretty much stayed there ever since. Jazizak fighting quite hard in 3rd place there to try and get on the back of the Skinner, but at the moment Paul Hayden 1.3 seconds ahead of his teammate there in 1st place. So good day in race number 2 for Team OTR.
Yeah, good day. It would be a better day. Piermont is up there in 3rd with them. Likely is on track position, but right now it is a 1-2 for OTR, and then they got Raphael right behind him, and Raphael could still make a move right here on Dan Skinner.
His last lap this one, so if Jazizak is planning any moves, he needs to hurry up and make sure he does try and get them done over Skinner.
He's put on the big boy pants.
He needs to, yeah, but these lovely liveries of these old-timers, liveries from these OTR guys, like, always makes me laugh every time I see it. But Jazizak is now closing up on Skinner, so Skinner's going to have to be really defensive coming into these last couple of portions as he closes up on Paul Hayden in 1st place.
Oh, Raphael trying everything. Big off track right there, but Raphael right on the bumper and gearbox of Dan Skinner. He's going to try it again. Raphael's going to try it again. He has one more corner to go, going for that switchback opportunity, but both of them buried on that inside line. It's going to be a drag race for 3rd place. It's going to be a drag race for the lead as well. Raphael's pushing him to the lead, but it's going to be Hayden taking the win with Skinner right beside him and Raphael right behind in 3rd. That fight for the lead was 10th separated them. That was close.
I think Jazizak had a bit of a fright there when he went massively off track down that 3rd sector, but got it together.
That was on purpose.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Serrano takes the AM win of heat number 2. That is very good by Simone right there, followed by Nathan Healy. Better result for him than a not fortunate one. Did move up from 5th to 2nd in the results, but you know, the first one he did have that damage, I believe. Yeah, he did have that damage at the end of the race, so that was a better race for him. The car is cleaner, but you know, it's time for a little bit of a break. It gives us the time to well, breathe in, gives these drivers to well, breathe out. And a lot of time for the track marshals to clean up the track. But yeah, I feel like some of the drivers are just not happy with some of the driving standards right now. The pros moving through the AMs, they're being extremely aggressive. And that's me as a driver and as a commentator saying, but here's the race 2 results. Paul Hayden takes the win, followed by Dan Skinner. Raphael in 3rd place with Pavel Simnek in 4th. Mauricio Musumeci in 5th, and Roberto Ferrari in 6th place. Simone Ferrano takes the win in the AMS class, followed by Nathan Healy, Damian McMullen, Victor Lewandowski, Steve Cox, and Russ Fowler, as that is our top 5 in the AMS. They're followed by Frederick, Venucek, Valentine, Walsh, Hydrate, Moons, Pierman, Pinocchio, Yamantis, and Goosens at the end of the 22-car grid. And now we have a little bit of a break. So, yes, Andy. Thank you, everybody, for the first 2 rounds. We'll be right back for heat number 3. We're going to take a little bit of time and hop over to a little bit of an advert. So y'all stay there. We'll see you soon.
Virtual Racing School was developed to provide support to the next generation of sim racers. No matter if you're a rookie or veteran or what car or track you'll be racing, our goal is to provide training every step of the way. We found that iRacing can be quite difficult without proper training. There needed to be a way to prepare for on-track racing. With VRS, you can literally learn from the best sim racers in the world, including 4-time NASCAR iRacing World Champion Ray Alfala,
And Ray Alfala is a 4-time champion of the NASCAR Peak Antifreeze iRacing Series.
3-time iRacing Grand Prix World Champion Martin Kroenke,
Martin Kroenke becomes a 3-time world champion.
Rallycross World Champion Mitchell de Jong,
Mitchell de Jong is now champion for the iRacing Rallycross World Championship Series.
and many other top sim racers. Data packs include everything you need to start learning. Our World Championship coaches create the data packs by setting a hot lap or a series of fast laps for you to compare, analyze, and replicate. Data packs also include a tutorial where the coach points out techniques they use to hit the fast lap. This gives you access to the latest driving techniques and setups before you even hit the track. Sign up for a free account and download the VRS telemetry logger. With this application running seamlessly in the background, your laps automatically start syncing to the VRS website. From there, you can analyze and compare 2 laps of your choice, whether it's your data, the coaches, or your teammates. VRS will automatically target improvement opportunities so you can get up to speed even faster. VRS also makes it easy for you to request and schedule one-on-one or group coaching sessions. These sessions can range from 30 to 90 minutes, and you can select the car, track, and setup combination of your choice. Visit virtualracingschool.com today to sign up and get started.
And welcome back to the ARL Mazda Cup Series here at Oran Park. Race 1 and 2 got pretty crazy out there, but here we are for race number 3. And all these drivers are currently, well, some of them are warming up, some of them are cooling down, some of them are cooling off, and some of them are just chilling. There's a lot of coldness going on here.
Yes, definitely. We are chilled up in the commentary booth after that very hectic 2 races that we've seen tonight. But it's been an exceptional racing, I think, tonight, Austin. I don't think it would have been better if you were in there, mate, but always better to have you in the commentary box.
I enjoyed either way. You know, there's a little bit of energy that goes into driving and casting. Casting is a lot more relaxed, but I'm a little bit more stressed at getting people's names right. But right now it's a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of good time. When I'm driving, it's a little bit more sweary me, but you can't really swear here. And a lot more sweat, but
Yeah, they say people who can't drive commentate, so there you go. You can live by that one, Austin.
Thanks, Andy. Thanks.
Showing you the love, mate. Showing you the love.
The commentary banter now. This is the quality you commentate Apex Racing TV for. Commentators railing on themselves. Andy can't drive in a straight line, so the only thing he can do is drive super trucks. But unfortunately, that series keeps getting canned.
So gutted with that, but anyway, back to race number 3, and to cheer myself up from the disappointment of that, we've got 2 rows of amateur drivers. So we've got Victor Lewandowski on pole position, Damien McMullen in second, Nathan Healy in third, so the 2 Irishmen in second and third, Simeon Serrano in fourth, Robert Ferrari in fifth, Eric Mutamichi in sixth, Paolo Simonek in seventh, Rafael Jazazak in 8th, 9th place is Dan Skinner, 10th is Paul Hayden, 11th is Steve Cox, 12th is Russ Fowler. In 13th, East Frederick, 14th, Ronald Uterek, Hex Valentine, Jay Walsh, Hannicott Hydra, Ronald Moons, Tony Pierman, Ivan Pinocchio, Arius Semantis, and Yen Gusens. Check it out for a time.
What a great timing. And speaking of timing, it's time to get the 5 red lights all lit up, and away they go, both on your screen and actually in real life. As we go green, green, green here for final. We got a car stuck on the straight. Panico gets a massive hit. We got 2 cars just pointed backwards. Massive damage. That's a 123 of Pavel Siminek. And I think that is a third straight race where Pavel's had an instant. Lewandowski overcooks into the back of Nathan Healy, gets into the grass. Nathan Healy goes around and he's off, and he's just beached on the outside. Then Ronald Vernachek, It's been an AMS genocide right now, pretty much. As more contact, Lewandowski forcing his way down the inside and making a lot of contact right there. Oh my gosh.
I mean, wow, okay, we probably had as much action in this first race already as we have in the first two, which is normally the way we go, but Lewandowski seems to be just saying, right, do you know what, I've had a pretty terrible run, I'm going to get the front of this grid as much as I can, so making a real big
He's got
push
Rafael right behind him.
Yeah, just that, trying to get up on that inside, saying, no, whatever you can do, I can do better. Trying to get that outside line at the moment to get the pull on. So it looks like he has got the move done on Lewandowski, pushing him down to 7th. But
oh, that's a massive pack. This is a massive pack right there. We're going to go 3 wide through the S-bend, looking down the inside extremely aggressively. It's the 189 on Hex Valentine right there as Lewandowski looking down the 169 of... oh my god.
Pinocchio got pushed massively out there as well. He was trying to fight on that inside and got hit coming out onto that second S and got pushed out. So he's been moved right down into 13th place. But wow, you know, 3-4 car wide coming through these corners is insane as we look. Lewandowski again trying to get down the inside of Jamantis.
Yeah, they're going to go 3 wide. Hex Valentine's on the inside right there. The 171. The 171 trying to hold it around the outside. But Diamantis. Oh my gosh, Diamantis and Valentine. Both of them putting a lot of pressure right there on Lewandowski. As there is a lot of smoke, a little bit of brake lock up right there. There's still going to be side by side Diamantis and Valentine. And there's the 189 of Ivan Pinocchio. Pinocchio is going to really send it in there onto the inside of Valentine. Valentine still holding around the outside, but they're able to get it out there. Valentine has a little bit of time to breathe, and now it's over because Jens Gustins is right behind Valentine right there. But what a start by Valentine had here today for race number 3 after a horrible race number 2. And speaking of a start, let's talk about the start here. Valsininak, as I don't think they even, well, yeah, they didn't get off the line. And then it was absolute craziness as I think it was Dan Skinner who launched the car to the right. And then it was everyone went to the right. One of them went to the left. That was a 282. And then a massive hit. Hex went in there. And then the car that shot them in the background was Marlon Jones. And then I believe that was Tony Pierman who got Dan Skinner or Tony Pierman who got turned around right there at the start.
Yeah, both Team OTR guys were.
That was Paul Hayden.
Yeah, 2 of them were involved in that. So Team OTR not having the best start to this race number 3 at the moment as we watch Lewandowski still trying to fight it with Pinocchio here for 10th place. A little bit of thingy, but Pinocchio got that optimistic move with where he was fighting with Jamantis the lap before, just sneaked in there and took that position. So just trying to secure that place at the moment in P10, but out the front in his usual position is Roberto Ferrari. Damian McMullen's still there in second with Musumeci in first. So McMullen's your top of your hammer at the moment, doing a great job trying to keep these pros behind him. But as we all know, these pros will not take any prisoners over the AMs. So Damien just needs to be very cautious of that going around this, as we see Musumeci just trying to look down the inside of him. So just keep it clean, Damien, and have a good race.
Yeah, Damien needs to just stay on the racing line, really, and let these pros race around him like it's an LMP2 versus GT3 thing. But, you know, you're not going to really get that kind of cleanliness around here because it's so tough to pass. These pros are going to be extremely aggressive. At a track like Imola, it was easy to let them pass because, you know, you can overtake at Imola. You know, you got some draft opportunity. That's Cox in the background, slammed into the wall.
Oh,
That's Valentine going wide into the wall, but he's avoided the wall.
Yeah, that turn 2 is catching a lot of drivers out.
Yeah, turn 2 extremely hard to get right. You know what's happening. They're braking a little bit later. They're getting into the grass on the outside, or they're catching a slide. The next thing you know, the car's just being shot outside. And I think that's what happened to Hex, but what happened to Cox, I think he got into the grass right there, as that's McMullen taking the inside line, letting all the pros go out to the left, and McMullen's just going to be letting these two by, but not try to lose a lot of time right there. That's what he's done perfectly, and it's a late arrival by, well, Drazix, as, you know, I was almost about to use the Danny Lee terminology of pronunciation right there of, oh, I just give up. But, you know, we're pros, we get paid for this. I'm going to attempt it either way.
I wouldn't put it past you anyway, Austin. But yeah, great idea and understanding there from Damien. Doesn't really need to fight. Doesn't want to lose positions over these fast pro drivers in front of him, and have the opportunity to get hit off. So playing as well, but he does have Serrano now right behind him for that top place in the AMs for 5th and 6th. And then
Yeah, Serrano.
Pros.
Yeah, Serrano is just lightning behind him right now. And Serrano has been absolutely on fire with pace. So McMullen's going to have to keep his eyes in his mirrors right there. But, you know, Serrano and McMullen, I know both these drivers. Serrano is extremely fast to have behind you, and he's been having a great surge these last few races. But McMullen has always been fast. Now, this isn't his favorite series to run in, but, you know, the series that I've seen McMullen, I've casted over McMullen, I know that he's wicked fast. But Serrano, he's got a little bit of cars looking up his inside. That's Moons, Mantis, and Pinocchio. Two of the most aggressive drivers right there. I don't really... Mantis is not that aggressive of a driver. I'm going to be honest. I'd say that out of all the pros, Mantis is probably the cleanest of all.
Yeah, definitely. He's come on a lot in the last couple of seasons. Remember when I first started commentating, which wasn't that long ago, Romantis was very inconsistent with his racing, but in the last couple...
we're going to go 3 wide heading into turn 1. We're going to go 3 wide headed. We are 3 wide heading into turn 1. Who's going to be the last late breakers? Round the outside. Moons and Pinocchio down to the inside. Yumantis letting them both by. And kind of acting like Valtteri Bottas right there at the start of the Mexican Grand Prix, just letting these two by. But thankfully there was no car behind him to turn right there. So that is good. But Yumantis letting these two fight. And, you know, there's always a chance that the cars ahead of you that are racing extremely aggressively to take each other out, and you get a freebie out of that situation. I've seen that multiple times in multiple ARL leagues, which was the thing when I raced in the Vs. This was my strategy in the Vs. I would just let the pros out in front of me, just have their own race, and you know, they would sometimes get into an incident. Hey, free spot.
Yeah, definitely, and that's the difference with Germantis' game now. He's more conservative. You know, in the past he probably would have defended that to the
He would have gone for this move right here. Yeah, he's going to go for this move. Old school Yumantis setting up the inside. No room around the outside of Robert Moose, but he's going to make that move actually count. But now that outside line has got the draft right there. Victor Lewandowski has got a great shot of this. Yumantis and Moon going side by side. Moon's got the draft of Sereno ahead of him, as they're going to go side by side heading into turn 1. Yumantis got that line on the inside. Gets a little bit wide for Moons. He actually did the wheel off into the grass right there, but Moons able to keep most of the tires on the pavement and get that car slowed down enough to keep it pointed forward and separate him just a little bit. But man, this is really tight racing here. Serrano way off the track right there, getting a little crossover on Yumantis. Yumantis going to try for his own crossover, a little switchback move right here, heading up into the bridge. Here comes, oh my gosh.
Boy, he lost 2 positions there, so a great move there by Yumantis, and obviously
being sworn on the pros. There's Victor Lewandowski down the inside of Serrano. Out of nowhere, Lewandowski's there, and they're going to go side by side and look at the back. There's Paul Hayden. They're going to go 3 wide to one of the tightest corners in the sector. Is Lewandowski very late break, able to swing it around the outside right there and take that position ahead of Serrano. Then he's got Hayden on his inside. There's a little bit of tap right there. Watch how wide he gets heading into that final corner. This is absolute fantastic driving side by side into that final corner. Serrano, Goosens is there out of nowhere on the inside of Lewandowski, and now Lewandowski's fallen down to 12th place, and this is the fight for 2nd place in the AMS as McMullen is up there by himself in 5th place.
Yeah, great racing between these 3 drivers. You know, unfortunately Lewandowski got it slightly offline coming into that last corner, and then gave Sararino and Goosens the opportunity to pass him on the inside. So should have covered off that inside, but didn't, and gave the opportunity for both Serrano and Goosens, and they took it with both hands and lost 2 positions there. But a great fight in this group, all the way from Germantis in P7 all the way down here in P12. There's been a real battle in this 3rd race. You know, just jostling for positions every single lap. It's been great to watch.
Is your heart beating under your chest, or is it just mine? This is amazing racing, and I'm not even driving.
Yeah, you get the best seat in the house here, so it's really good. But, you know, this battle is probably going to go all the way to the end. Only 5 minutes left. Oh, Jay Walsh with a severely damaged front end of his MX-5.
Oh, that's a late dive by the 189 of Pinocchio on McMullen. Sending it up the inside furiously, and let's add for P5.
That was a great move, though. Obviously managed to get it done nice and clean. Judged his braking distance to perfection there. Obviously took the ideal line on the outside and managed to get past McMullen. But Mullen should be quite nice now. Just stick behind Pinocchio and just use his draft to try and keep him away from Germantus, who's lurking there behind him in P7.
Okay, Walsh did go into the pit lane. I think he was just letting drivers behind him by until he got into the pit lane, because I saw him pull off to the left side of the track, which is not the place where the pit lane is. So I thought he was going to try to continue driving that car, which would have been impossible in my mind with a meatball flag out. But hey, sometimes when you know that the car drives and you got a meatball flag, you just say, "Don't take me out, coach. I can still play."
iRacing as other matters as we watch Enrico Musumeci here in second place. So the teammates are in first and second, the two Italians, with Skinner. He's had a really good round today. I think it was his second.
Fantastic day. Yeah.
And then second and third currently in this. He's got Drozizak just right on his tail at the moment. So I think he was there before in race number 2. So we have part 2 of Skinner Drozizak. Who's going to come out on top on this run? So we got
Skinner finished 7th and then 2nd last round. He's currently sitting in 3rd right now, so this would be a double podium by Skinner, but I think he wants to make this a double silver right now. He's got a great run and he's setting himself up down the inside, but that's more defending because he got Rafael right behind him.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, these three are going to be battling. He's trying to get up to Musumeci, but you've got the tenacity of Drozizak there in 4th place, who's not letting him away and trying to game up. I mean, if Drozizak was a bit more savvy, he would say, okay, go and get up behind Musumeci and give us all the opportunity for the P2. But looking at the moment, he just really wants that win over Skinner after the losing by 1/10 of a second in that race too.
Yeah, and Rafael getting a good run on Skinner once more. He's not waiting until that last lap. He wants that opportunity right now, and he's really fast at that section of the track. But, you know, he's just got to set himself up for a good lunge heading into turn 1. I think this might be it. We saw a little bit of scrub speed right there. Back end kicked out of Dan Skinner. Here comes the fight for 3rd place. It's going to be a drag race heading into turn 1. Can he get his nose down the inside right here? I think he's just too far back to actually make that lunge. So he's going to have to make this in the braking zone. You know, set yourself up early, get onto the brakes, and then set yourself up for that switchback opportunity. But it's no money right there. And oh my goodness, Skinner, he read that one like a book. He knew exactly where Rafael wanted to go. Rafael hard onto the brakes, back and swirling under there, using a lot of brakes, and Skinner using a lot of brakes as well, as he locked up the front right wheel and gave a little smoke mid-corner. That's going to give him a lot of understeer right now. You know, he can wear out these tires pretty quickly in these MX-5s if you get very aggressive into these corner entries. So we look at this fight for 3rd overall. Rafael looking on the inside, looking on the outside, heading into this X session, his favorite part of the track, I can guarantee you right now. And this is where he takes on new limits of speed all over the back end of Skinner. Looking on the inside, looking on the outside, getting a good run up to that last corner. That's what he wants, and he is right there. Skinner taking an early turn, and Rafael, he's looking for that speed off the exit. Once again, Skinner early entry. Not going to be in the speed, but it's so minimum between these two that they are so balanced. And Rafael does have the draft, but the straight is not too big to really get a draft advantage. You see him, he's looking down the inside, but he's not going to be there. And so here we go, once again heading into turn 2. Early brake by Rafael, and he's letting Skinner go wide. He locked to the brakes once more, wearing out the tires. Here comes Rafael at the exit, right onto the gearbox. He goes on to the outside now. He's set up onto the left side. White flag is in the air. This is the opportunity for Rafael. Going to try to beat him on the exit and entry of the brakes. Skinner once again goes wide and perfectly positioned himself to block Rafael. Rafael looking down to the inside of Skinner, but Skinner well defended once more. He knew exactly where he needed to be. Defended on the inside, closed that door. And now Skinner and Rafael, that fight for 3rd place is the fight we're watching right now. That white flag lap. Musumeci is just clocked out of this fight, but I think he's going to be looking in his mirrors because this is a very entertaining fight right here on the last lap in the last race. Skinner and Rafael, both these drivers have been very good here today. Rafael's had not the best, cleanest days, but whoa, last time through the S's. Are we going to be seeing a big send right here by Rafael? I believe so. Looking at all the aces, getting a good lunge as Ferrari takes the win. Musumeci comes home in second place as Skinner and Rafael going to come home in that order. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Very exciting race, and I'm going to need a new lung after this. Yamantis comes home, beats out Hayden, followed by Moons, and at the last lap, McMullen and Lewandowski are swapping paint. They're swap positions, so it's an amateur 3 wide across the line. McMullen takes it by nose, followed by Lewandowski, and Goosens in third place. Serrano comes home in fourth, and Hex Valentine makes it 2 top 5s, amateur top 5s here today.
Have a breath now, Austin. I mean,
I need it.
That was an exceptional last lap. I thought I'd leave you to it because you were such in your groove there, and I was just sitting back enjoying the last lap between Skinner and Drazizak there. So thank you for that. That was much appreciated. But great race there for race number 3 to finish off this round. We've had really good races 1 and 2, but that race 3 sort of took the biscuit. We had quite a few incidents at the start of the race, but once all the cars managed to get in a line, then the racing really started in that third race. And as we saw there, the battle for that 7th place was heating up for pretty much all of that race that we currently watch, so it was great to do. And then obviously we had that last battle between Skinner and Drazizak, so I think that was 2-0 to Skinner over Drazizak.
Yeah, that was Skinner taking 2 podium spots right here, but here's our race 3 results taken at a much slower pace now. Oh my gosh. You can always count on the Apex Racing Mazda Cup to really make your heart beat and then make your mouth just spew words extremely fast. But Robert Ferrari takes the win ahead of Musumeci in second place. So 1-2 for Pro Drive Esport. And that's more points for them here today. Dan Skinner, amazing round here. 7th, 2nd, and 3rd here today. I gotta say, I think that puts Dan near the top of the point scorers here today. Then it's Rafael Draskas right behind him in 4th. Ivan Pinocchio, Yamantis in 6th place. Paul Hayden, Robert Moots, with Damian McMullen, Victor Lewandowski, Jens Goosen, Simon Serrano, Hex Valentine, followed by Russ Fowler, Nathan Healy, Ronald Vernachek, Tony Pierman, Steve Cox, Yes Fredericks, Panacode Hydrid, Jay Walsh, and Pavel Simnak, who really, Pavel's had the worst luck here today.
It looked like that third race, he didn't even get off of the line.
I think he had another hardware issue. That's might have what happened. But yeah, Pavel, so unfortunate for him. Didn't even get off the line, and unfortunately made some contact with a few drivers. But man, what a race and what a day we had here.
100%. So we got a few drivers in the interview area. Got your teammates. So who would you like to have a chat with there, Austin? Gotta be Hex.
Oh man, I want to say Hex, but I think we should go by race position right now. But looking at them, all these drivers, we got McMullen up here. We got Hex. Yeah, let's go with Damian McMullen. Ladies and gentlemen, we're joined by Damian McMullen. Damian, how was that race you were having? Because, you were out in the lead of the AMS Championship. The AMS race a lot here today. Then at the end, oh my gosh, what a fantastic race 3 you had.
Race 3 was just literally icing on the cake after the first race, but just race 3, I'm absolutely loving it.
You seem to be loving it out there. That race start, everything went perfect for you. You took the lead heading into turn 2 and turn 3. Then how was it racing with the pros around you? Were you letting them by on purpose? And
I was letting them by because there's no point racing against them because they have their own championship to worry about, and with the pros and the pro-ams, you have 2 different types of championships, so there's no point battling them because if you wreck their race, you're going to wreck, say I wreck their race, or they might wreck my race. So I was like, just let them go by in a safe place.
Yeah, you're playing it smart and everything. And that, and hey, you got the win.
Yes.
You got the win in the most exciting fashion. 3 wide finish heading down the line. What was going through your head when you realized that you were 3 wide heading into that final corner?
Oh, I was like, uh-oh, I don't want to die here. And she just held onto the steering wheel and just said, just pray to God I make it over the line.
Well, you certainly prayed to God enough. You took the win right there, and it's a fantastic race. The next event I believe we're going to is
Atlanta?
it is Atlanta.
Love that track.
Yes, it is Road Atlanta, the full course, so it's going to be a lot of fun in these MX-5s. You know, we can actually utilize this draft, but yeah, Damien, I know you're excited for that race. I'm going to give you time to breathe and relax right now, but before we let you go, anyone you want to thank?
I just want to say thanks to Apex and to RE for your time for commentating, and to all my sponsors, my friends. So thank you very much.
And thank you for putting on a great show here today. Congratulations on a fantastic race result in race number 3. And yeah, you have a good night, man.
Perfect. See you next week, lads. Thank you.
See you too.
Good night, Damien.
Good luck.
And standing by with Andrew.
Go with Hex.
Okay, you have fun with Hex.
That's about as many of your teammates. So, hi Hex, welcome to the commentary booth. How are you, mate?
I'm feeling fantastic. This is the best race I've had all season. I needed this. You don't know how badly I needed this.
Obviously, I thought I'd take this over from Austin because he would just be singing your praises. So, just taking this back to race 2, obviously starting at the front of that grid from a very good first race there. How was it feeling? How were you feeling being on the front of the grid going into the second race?
Surprised at first. Because, truth be told, I've never done the reverse grid and actually got a spot to switch out. But I was a little bit nervous at first, and then I just told myself, act like I've been here before. Breathe, just get a good start, let the pros pass if they need to. You know, not every race is won on lap 1. Let them buy if you have to, and just keep going.
Yeah, you seem to hold them off quite well. You got a really good start, got a little bit of a lead, and then you started to sort of get swamped by there. But it was great to see that you weren't bowing down to them. Obviously, we saw your incident going into the first corner. Can you let us know what sort of happened there? Did you just overbrake yourself, or
so on race 2, when I went into the grass, they braked a little bit earlier than I expected because there's traffic in front of us, and I was like, you know, I don't want to get protested. I've been having a good day all day, so I was like, instead of causing a massive pileup and ruining everybody's race, I pulled her off to the side. I knew I could save her in the grass, wait for everybody to pass, and then come back in. And then the third race where you saw me go into the grass, Jens had accidentally bumped me. It was a racing incident. You know, I braked a little bit earlier. He wasn't expecting it. Pushed me off. No big deal. Got back on that track and kept her going.
So obviously you said at the start of this that you needed this tonight. You haven't had the best of luck currently in this championship, but I suppose one decent round makes up for all the others that have gone between it, and you've certainly had a great round tonight.
Yeah, because like the first couple of races, I just felt like a magnet. I felt like my car was just cursed, you know, because I was getting wrecked, spun, and just every which way possible. And then tonight I was like, all right, this is your favorite track. You put down some decent times here. Just breathe, keep it under control, try to have a good race, try to get some points on the board. And this night absolutely made up for how I felt, because it just proves to me, it's like, I don't feel like I'm a terrible racer. You know, I feel like I can at least throw elbows and try to keep up the pack and defend well and drive smart. And tonight I think I just proved it to myself.
Yeah, definitely. No, and I think you'll be paying some money to, I think, is it Oceans, your team's looking at?
I'm making the donation. $20 donated to Team C's. For every top 5 that Ledball gets in class, $10 will be donated to Team C's. And, well, Hex, with those amazing races, hey, you're help save some fishes.
Yeah, because I myself am in a charity case, so I got no money to donate right now.
Just spend Austin's money, mate. So before we let you go, mate, is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
I would like to give a shout out to Lead Paul Racing. You guys have done so much for me to help me become a better, smarter, and safer driver. You guys have never given up on me, especially when I've had my terrible and off nights where I was just getting wrecked, and you helped me calm down and breathe. I'd like to thank my folks at home who are always watching and supporting me. I love you, Mom and Dad. I know my mom's going through some hospital stuff right now, but glad she could watch. And big, huge props to my first official sponsor, Wraith Energy. They recently signed with me, and we actually got something going on. So hopefully once I get my sponsorship approval for the iRacing liveries, you'll see me in a new fresh coat of paint next week.
That's great, mate. And hopefully this is a springboard now for the rest of the season for you. So thanks for joining us in the booth, mate.
Thanks for having me, guys, and great calls as always. You guys have a great day.
You too. So that was Hex Valentine out at Leadpool Racing. So we've got a few drivers more in the commentary booth. Who are you going to take next, Austin?
Well, we got to go with Dan Skinner.
Got to.
We have to.
Got to.
Yeah, you know, he was absolutely on fire today, and you know, so let's have a talk with Dan. Dan, how was that race?
It was nearly a disaster the last race. Simonek forgot to start in front of me, and I missed him by I think a few centimeters. But other than that, yeah, it was good.
Yeah, we saw that off the line. You really avoided that, unfortunately, but you know, you made your way up the field to finish third. We were looking at this, and you were having such a fantastic day. It was 7th place in race number 1, 2nd place in race number 2, and in third race, you doubled on the podium. Race number 3, P3. You had Rafal right behind you, pressuring you for what seems to be the final 5 minutes. What was going through your head when you were battling him?
I was trying to look forwards. I'd had the opposite a couple of was it race 2? I think it was. Where I was trying to catch somebody up and just really struggled to get up with them. So yeah, it's a difficult track. It's a difficult track to overtake on, and track position's everything. So if you're in front, it's unless you make a mistake, it's difficult to overtake. So, but I'm happy that I was expecting this was going to be my worst round, to be honest, because I've done a few laps before around here and always struggled, and with having a pit lane start as well, I was like, nah, this is going to be rubbish. But first race was awesome. Just coming through the pack was just brilliant fun. Managed to do it cleanly and just had a lot of fun doing it.
It seemed like you were having a lot of fun out there, race number 1. Race number 2 and 3, a lot more struggles out there, but hey, you know, with a track that's hard to pass, once you get into that position, it's pretty much yours. You just have to maintain position and just know where the other car is going to go. And you seem to be exactly where you needed to get onto the podium twice here today. Next week, we head to Road Atlanta, and, you know, that's a track where you can utilize that draft and really make some lunges into that chicane right there. How are you feeling about Road Atlanta?
Well, I'm going to lie. I'm going to say I hate Road Atlanta. I think it's going to be rubbish because it's worked for me today. So no, it's a track I like. Yeah, you're right. It's going to be interesting. I think there'll be some 3 and 4 wide toes down that straight, and some lunges into the chicane, which might or might not come off. But it should be a good one.
All right, well, I'm excited to see that, and congrats on a fantastic race. Before we let you go and celebrate and get ready for Road Atlanta, and you start calling it rubbish, because that seems to be working for you, anyone you want to thank?
No, not tonight. I don't have to apologize tonight either. I'm only speaking, so.
Yeah, I wasn't on the track, so you're good.
Yeah. Keep doing the great job, guys.
And thank you, Dan. You have yourself a great day. Congrats on the races.
Yes.
That was Dan Skinner. Andrew, do we have time for another one?
I think we got a quick time, so we'll get Simeon Serrano in and have a quick chat with him. Hi, Simeon. Welcome to the commentary booth, mate. How did you find your evening go tonight?
Hi everybody. It was a very difficult evening.
So just take us through the races and how you felt. I mean, it's a very tight track and very hard, but we certainly saw you had pace, and in that race 3, in that hot battle for P7, you were certainly putting your elbows out and making the most of the car.
Yeah, I tried in the race 3 to use the slipstream of the Pro to take an advantage to Damien, but I have the pace, so very difficult for me. First year in the Apex racing with this Pro. I'm happy for the race 2. Second win in the season, great result. Great race 1, great battle with X for many laps. But I'm very happy.
There certainly seems to be a lot of drivers now getting used to this car. Obviously, it's on the baseline setup. Are you finding that now and finding the racing a lot more better than the start of the season as everyone's picking up how to properly drive these cars?
Yeah, it's a car that I like. So I think I have a step to make also, but yeah, very nice car.
So we got Road Atlanta next. How are you faring for that track?
Road Atlanta is difficult for me. This week need more training to make a decent race. And so I want to thank you, my team, Furious Racing team, Carlos, who believe in me, Ivan for the training, and the other guys for of the team, and all my friends, and chi m'ha guardato. Ciao ciao.
Yeah, mate. You obviously beat me to the
Thank you.
question there, so good luck, mate, and look forward to seeing you in the next round. So there was Simeon Serrano there. Joining us in the commentary box, having his second race and victory there, and a decent fourth place in the third race. So overall, not too bad. So Austin, great night's worth of racing there.
Yeah, fantastic night. At a really hard track to overtake, we saw a lot of great moves, a lot of close battles. And I can guarantee we're probably going to be seeing that again next week as we head to Road Atlanta. You know, that first sector is always going to be a little bit of a tip-a-toeing happening in there down the S. But, you know, that back straight, that draft is going to be used much more than it was here today. We're going to be seeing some 3, maybe 4 wide, as Dan was saying. And a lot of people's getting is going to have a lot of fun heading into the chicane. So I'm very excited to see what comes next week. Thank you, everybody, for joining us here on the Apex Racing League Mazda Cup here at Oran Park. I've been joined by Andy Thompson with Samuli Kumo in the production booth. And I'm Austin Knight, and I hope y'all have a good night.